Hello, it's Heather Mann from DollarStarCrafts.com. Thanks for joining me today on how to art journal for less than $10. If you're just joining us now, you may have missed the fact that I bought less than $10 worth of supplies at the dollar store, and I am now going to create a journal from the stuff that I bought. So first of all, let me just talk about this coloring book I bought. I found this at the dollar store. It's got about 24 pages. And the paper is a little bit nicer than standard coloring book paper. It's kind of like just plain, probably like plain office paper level of paper. You can use a composition notebook or any other, you could even use like a book from the dollar store, like a paperback book. I think like just look for the best pages you can. I don't know if it matters. This is new to me, so we'll discover it together. But what we need to do to this to prepare it for art journaling is we need to tape off the binding of each page with this $1 masking tape I got at the dollar store. I don't know if it's as good as the stuff you get at the craft store or not. We'll have to find out over the course of my video series here. So we're going to tape off this section, and then we're going to take this gesso, which is it's like a base or a primer for painting. You can use it on canvas to prepare a canvas for a painting, or you can use it on paper, and that will protect the paper and give us like a good surface to do our different art journal techniques on with it. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly, I'll tape one off and then I'll do a quick job on it so you don't have to sit here with me while I do it. And I don't think there's anything real tricky to it. Just to tape it off, I'm going to tape probably 2 strips on each page because, again, this is new to me and I don't know how much. But the beauty of this, being new to it and never having done it before, is that this is how we learn, by doing new things that we don't know how to do. And if I fail, it's okay. This is just fun and it's for learning. And it does not matter if all of my techniques don't work, it's fine. All right, so I did that page and I'm moving on. And I'm gonna hurry it up. So I just taped the whole thing. I left the tape kind of sticking out at the end, so I'm just gonna use my scissors to cut the excess tape off of the edge. Again, this might be something that in the future I'll be like, why did I do that? That was stupid, but for now, that's how I'm gonna deal with this issue. So I just looked up some other art journal blogs, and I don't know if this paper is sturdy enough or not. We'll see. Hopefully it will be good. If not, like I said, we'll learn our lesson. We'll figure it out. All right, so these are all taped, all center pages. Now I'm going to take this gesso and paint it onto the pages. I have these dollar store foam paint brushes. They're honestly not that great. They have like a really flimsy thing inside, like it's not even solid. So I wouldn't recommend getting these unless you have no other option. That is up to you. All right, sorry, let me just cover my work surface and then I'll be right back. All right, this is my protective surface. I really like how all my art journaling does this. It's so cool. Yeah, all right, so now we're gonna gesso. And I don't know the best way to do this, so I'm just gonna squirt some on and spread it around, see how that works. I wanna cover up the masking tape for sure. And then since this is a coloring book and it's pre-printed, it makes sense to paint over the pages so that they're not part of the pages that I end up making. I might have to come back for another coat. And then some people recommend that if you're using a notebook like just like a composition book or something that's regular flimsy pages, that you tape the pages together, like 2 or 3 up to 5 pages all together. You just tape them on the edges. So like take a stack of paper, tape it together, and then you just gesso both sides. So it basically you're turning like 5 or 6 sheets of paper into one single art journal page, and they're really sturdy that way. We'll see after I finish painting this one if I think it's too flimsy and we need to go that route. But since I got this tiny little book that only has a few pages, I didn't really want to do that because I figured that would make my journal like 5 pages long, which might be weird. I'm going to put a little more of this gesso over the darker graphics. Oh yeah, look, it's starting to curl. So yeah, maybe I will need to do that. I might dry this with my hair dryer and then tape it and come back to you. And try to turn off my camera without getting paint all over it. I'm going to take 3 sheets and tape them together on the edges. This might be a little bit weird now because I already taped all of the margins of them, so they're kind of already puffy in the middle. So this art journal is really going to be, like I said, quite the experience to make. Alright, so I got 3 sheets. Now I have only the 3 sheets on this side, and I'm just going to get a piece of masking tape, put it over the edge here, and it might make sense to do it on all 3 sides before we even turn the paper over to fold, or turn the book over to fold. Just going to rip that edge off. It's probably too much there. I'll just cut it off in a few minutes when I'm done. This can go here, and then I can get a shorter piece here. Alright. So this is a bit of a hassle, but if you're just going to buy a $1 notebook and do this, it'll probably end up costing you about $3 in supplies total. I'm counting the gesso, which is kind of expensive. This bottle was $14 at Michael's, but I used my 40% off coupon. So you do the math on that. What is it? Alright, so, and also this will last me a long time. Alright, so now I'm just gonna get this as flat as I can and fold these edges over. Gonna trim. I don't know if you can see this bottom corner. No, you can't even see it. Alright, that's great. Okay, just gonna trim this little edge here. Okay, so hopefully you can see I'm folding this edge over. I have the 3 pages grouped together. I've put tape on, masking tape on the other side, and I'm folding it over now on this side. I'm going to clip these because it makes it easier. And there we go. So these are ready to be gessoed. I'm going to go ahead and tape the rest of the book. It's going to take me a few minutes. So I don't think you want to watch that. You saw me how I did this one. I'm going to do this to the rest of them, and then I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've taped all of the edges of the pages. And now I'm going to gesso all this stuff. Gesso over all the tape and onto the pages. And then my hairdryer worked really well for that one page, so I'm going to go ahead and just use the hairdryer between pages. I don't know if that's what you would normally do, like dry it with some kind of dryer, or if you would just wait, but I don't want to wait, so I'm going to dry it with the tool that I have available right now, which is my hairdryer. I also have a heat gun that I could use, but I'm not sure where it is at the moment, because that's how I roll. I never know. Sometimes it's hard to find some of my supplies, so not great, but it's the truth. Alright, looks like you should push down these edges of these masking tape really well. Looks like some of mine's coming up a little bit, so we'll see how that affects the quality of my art journal. So you might want to know what an art journal is. It might be a new idea to you, and so let's talk about it. An art journal is basically just a journal that combines drawings or art with text, and it's kind of just like, it can be anything you want it to be. You can draw in it, you can paint in it, you can actually write a diary in it. It's really just for you to do whatever you want with. I have one where I write down memories or things that my kids do. Sometimes I put photos in there, and you can use it for anything. All right, I'm gonna dry this, and then I'm gonna paint the rest of the book. Okay, I'm all done painting all of the pages and drying them with my hairdryer. This one's a little wet still. It took me probably about 5 minutes total per spread to paint and use the hairdryer once I got going. Some tips for you are, I just squirt the gesso on the page and then go for the edges where the masking tape is first. Really, you're not going to keep yourself clean, so don't even try. It will go way faster if you just kind of get in there. I used my fingers on the sponge because, like I said, this sponge brush isn't really that great. So just cover your space, prepare to get messy for about 20 minutes or an hour, depending on how big your book is. I just have my music cranked up loud while I'm working on it. You could also watch a movie or something. So paint a spread, dry it with your hairdryer, and then move on. I also gessoed the back cover and the inside front cover. Probably wouldn't hurt to do this front, but it's slick, so I probably would need to tape over it first. So I'm not going to do that right this minute. So that's all for now. I'm going to be back with more. Next time we meet, we will work on some of this art journal. The gesso bottle says that you should allow 24 hours of drying time between use. So I'll just come back to this tomorrow, and I'll meet up with you then, maybe in a day or two, and we will work on my dollar store art journal. So thank you for joining me for Art Journal for Less Than $10 series. My name's Heather Mann. My site's dollarstorecrafts.com, facebook.com/dollarstorecrafts, vine.co/dollarstorecrafts. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, if you want to see more of this series. Let me know what you think. If you have any art journal tips, please leave them in the comments or questions, and I will try to help you, although I am new to art journaling, so I am not super experienced, but I am happy to share the experience that I have. And thank you for joining me. See you later.